Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky organizations work together to give families affected by the Western Kentucky tornadoes a better Christmas. An Eastern Kentucky Bass Fishing Club travels to the western part of the state to help out people in need.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's just before 5:30 on this Monday morning. I cannot believe the weekend has come and gone. I'm just going to say that for the rest of the Mondays now that I work here, because Brandon, I was just thinking, I was standing yesterday making my dinner and I thought, man, the weekend is really over. It's really over, and it just like that.
I know. And it was one of those times that Sunday nights I always have trouble falling asleep because you come out of a normal schedule on the weekend and then you're back to your regular schedule during the week. But, you got to get those afternoon naps in when you can. That's how it works. Let's talk about the forecast this morning there, and you'll see over Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County, the moon up there and is hanging out. Clear skies for the most part. Cooler up there, 28 there and 23 Wise, 23 Monticello, 22 Irvin, 30 Monticello, or excuse me, not Monticello, the other area, Moorhead and Jackson this morning, and then mid to upper 20s across the rest of the region. Sensors out at Paducah, but everything else is back online. 27 Bowling Green, 23 Lexington, 24 Cincinnati Ashland, and 23 in Owensboro and the Tri-Cities. Today, nice day, 7:44 sunrise this morning, sunset 5:18 tonight. Now the day will get shorter for one more day before they start to get longer as the winter solstice takes into effect at 10:59 tomorrow morning. But today, right around 49 for a daytime high this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, 2021 has been a year of deadly weather extremes as the West battled unrelenting drought and dozens of wildfires. The East faced too much rain that triggered unprecedented flooding, while temperatures went higher and lower than they had in decades. A historic mix that had the UN issuing a dire warning this year about climate change. Chris Wynn has a closer look at the back-to-back weather events that caused so much damage.
Weather in 2021 showed up in superlatives across the country. Hottest, coldest, wettest, driest, deadliest, and with hurricanes, one of the busiest. 21 named storms, including 7 hurricanes. Back-to-back storms, Henri and Ida, slammed the Northeast, shattering all-time rainfall records. In August, Henri weakened to a tropical storm, yet still drenched parts of the Northeast. That same week, a staggering amount of rain in Tennessee, unrelated to the hurricane, triggered flash flooding that killed at least 21 people. A 1-2 punch. Just days later, another hurricane came to do even more damage. Ida slammed into the Louisiana coast as a strong Category 4 with 150-mile-per-hour winds.
You could still just hear everything ripping and flying and banging, and people's roofs were coming off, and we prayed that we would all live.
Ida was just getting started, moving inland, dumping too much rain too fast. More than half a foot of rain fell in just hours, causing massive flooding. In New York, subway stations turned into waterfalls, streets into rivers, highways turned into swamped parking lots.
Oh my God!
That turned into the biggest single hour of rainfall in New York City history with almost no warning.
The flooding killed at least 60 people across a handful of states. Many drowned in basement apartments. Losses from Ida topping $70 billion. While the East had too much water, the West had too little. A summer of record-breaking triple-digit heat and severe drought fueled more than 100 large wildfires. Smoke so intense that winds pushed it as far away as New York. In California alone, wildfires scorched more than 2.5 million acres from January through November, straining firefighters.
Nothing like 25 years ago when I started. Almost every fire we have now, you're bringing in other units, the Forest Service, our local government counterparts.
All hands on deck as workers at Lake Tahoe's Heavenly Ski Resort resorted to using snowblowers to wet the area, hoping to fend off flames. California's Dixie Fire, the state's second largest ever. Flames threatening the world's largest sequoias. Recent fires destroying as much as 19% of the iconic trees. Temperatures went to extremes. Much of the U.S. shivered through the coldest February in more than 3 decades.
It's all about survival right now until it starts getting warm.
The polar vortex brought historically cold weather to states unaccustomed to low temperatures. In Texas, dozens of people died because of the extreme cold, snow, and ice. Months later, the hottest summer on record tied with the Dust Bowl in 1936.
Can you believe this?
And just days before the year ended, a rare and devastating December storm. An outbreak of more than 50 tornadoes tore a path of destruction across 8 states, killing dozens of people and leaving entire towns in ruins.
I think it's going to be the longest and deadliest tornado event in U.S. history.
The town of Mayfield, Kentucky, gone. A candle factory there completely leveled, killing 8 workers.
I watched some people die that didn't make it. My question is, why?
And in Edwardsville, Illinois, an Amazon warehouse collapsed, killing at least 6 workers. One twister stayed on the ground for more than 120 miles, was a mile wide, and packed wind speeds up to 190 miles per hour. The drastic U.S. weather patterns mirrored around the globe, prompting this from the United Nations Secretary General.
We face a stark choice. Either we stop it or it stops us. And it's time to say, enough. We are digging our own graves.
A harsh warning about increasingly harsh weather. I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Well, the comments from the UN Secretary General were prompted by a provisional climate report that found 2021 is set to be among the 7 hottest years on record. The Secretary General also said floods, wildfires, and other extreme weather events are now part of the, quote, new normal. Organizations are working together to make Christmas special for families affected by the tornado in Bowling Green. Somebody Cares and Crisis Response International was at Walmart during the weekend to give out toys and provide lunch and hot chocolate for families still recovering from the damage. Now, while their parents were given $100 each to shop for presents, groceries, and various other items they might need, children were in the garden center decorating cookies and meeting Santa.
We respond to disasters, and what we noticed right away is obviously many of the children have been traumatized. Families are out of homes, livelihoods, cars, vehicles, and what we wanted to do is we just wanted to provide some normalcy for the children.
For more information on both organizations and their community outreach efforts, you can visit this story on our website. During the holiday season, many charitable organizations will give food or Christmas gifts to families in need. But one southeastern Kentucky club found a way to combine both with an annual giveaway event focused on toys and turkeys. Alyssa Williams spoke to members and volunteers with the TriState Bass Club about the event, which has an extra twist this year.
After having to cancel last year's giveaway event due to COVID-19 restrictions, the TriState Bass Club of Harlan County is giving a little extra this year.
So that's why we doubled down this year with turkeys and toys. Normally it's just toys, but this year we doubled down and got turkeys.
While this year is a first for the expansion into food giveaways, it is the 10th year overall that the organization has hosted an event like this.
There's no better feeling than giving. I mean, and we've been blessed to be able to do this now for 10 years, and as long as we're able to, we'll continue to do it.
The club hosts several bass fishing tournaments throughout the year in order to raise funds for giveaway events like toys and turkeys.
When someone comes through and you know them, in a small county like Harlan, and you actually know the family, and when you give that turkey and you know without that turkey they probably wouldn't have had one, it's a blessing. It really is.
Whether they personally know those who are in need or have been the ones in need themselves, volunteers say they are happy to help their friends and neighbors in this way, at a time when many need it now more than ever.
It just warms your heart knowing that you can give to people, and I mean, I've been in the same situation that I needed help. And to be able to be here and do that for other people is like, it's really, really a blessing. It really is.
Helping to give back to the community, one toy and turkey at a time. In Harlan County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
President of the TriState Bass Club, David Enix, says the support of community organizations and businesses is what helps to make their giveaways like toys and turkeys a success. During the weekend, a group of volunteers from Lexington also helped pack up boxes and donations to send to Western Kentucky. Consolidated Baptist Church took donations of all kinds for Western Kentucky tornado victims. Flashlights, totes, heaters, and horse food were just some of the items donated. They also helped out with getting donations for First Lady Brittany Bashir's toy drive, with one father-son duo from Illinois offering up stunning $7,000 worth of toys.
It's been wonderful. We've had an outpouring of donations, people bringing in toys.
I just got to do something.
We are one Commonwealth, and we act that way.
After trucks were loaded with boxes, Kentucky State Police delivered the donations to Marshall County. The office of Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton announced plans for another donation drive in January, when they will hopefully have a better idea of what Western Kentucky needs most as cleanup continues. Well, the Harlan County Santa came into town during the weekend, making his first set of deliveries. Our Chaz Jenkins tells us how it went and what carrying on this tradition means to the community.
Taking up the mantle of his father, carrying on a tradition of more than 40 years, all in the spirit of helping others, a responsibility Harlan Santa Jordan Howard is proud to carry.
I got to give the credit to the Lord because He's the one that does it, you know. But it's an amazing feeling to be able to do such a role, to take care of the children of Harlan County. It's a blessing.
Working with volunteers from all over, some involved for almost 15 years.
We love doing this, and we're going to keep doing it. And Jordan's been doing an awesome job ever since then. So, and April, both of them together, have been coordinating it. So they've been doing a great job.
An event driven by community support, year after year.
It's amazing how the community just comes together, and to continue to keep doing this, it's amazing. It really is.
Giving Harlan County a good Christmas, no matter the weather.
Some years it's snowing, some years it's cold, some years it's raining. Today you just take it and you go, and you know, like right now the rain stopped. Hopefully the rain, you know, stays away. We can go get these presents. It's always neat to see the kids come running out.
Finding ways to improve, expanding the route, spreading the spirit of the season far and wide.
Wanting to try to go to new places that we ain't never been before. Like today, we're going to go to Ross Point, and we've never been there. So I'm hoping that's a good turnout.
Working to give everyone a holly jolly Christmas in Harlan County. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Howard says they have 2 more delivery days coming up, those being the 21st and Christmas Eve. He adds when it's all said and done, around 3,000 gifts will have been delivered. Well, we told you last week about a new children's book to teach kids about the duties of police, raise funds for community outreach, and pay tribute to a local hero. During the weekend, author Elizabeth Thompson and illustrator Chris Epling attended their first book signing event. Hammy Visits the Police Station follows Hammy, the department's official plush pig mascot, and his adventures to the police department on a tour from Officer Scott, a character created as a tribute to fallen officer Scotty Hamilton.
They do more than just, you know, answer complaints and write tickets. They give back to the community. They work out in the community. They change tires. They, you know, help save animals. They come to you in any sort of, you know, emergency that we can possibly respond to.
All funds raised from book sales will benefit the department's community outreach programs. The book can be found at the Pikeville Police Department or for Amazon Kindle download for $5. Well, some exciting things are in works over in Clay County as tourism officials announced the upcoming possibility of a new ATV park as part of their adventure tourism initiative. 2 possible properties are under consideration. Tourism Director Tim Parks says the park will bring opportunities all year long.
With that stuff comes new infrastructure, which is new hotels. So that is some things we're really putting our foot down and trying to do. And naturally, we still have the events, the festival. We've got a brand new ATV club here. We've got a brand new hiking club here, and that's all part of adventure tourism.
Officials say more updates on the new park will be available in the coming months. Well, just ahead this morning, a rock and roll Hall of Famer pleads guilty to a battery charge. Find out more when we come back.
And the last full day of fall features sunshine and seasonable temperatures. What can we expect for the first few days of winter? I'll have the forecast in about 3 minutes.